Linguistic principles. They are the general principles of language teaching. Linguistic principles, if we talk, then these are the general principles of language teaching. Learning and teaching of language is scientific. It is always scientific. Okay? It is based on certain principles. They are applicable to almost all languages. All languages. These principles are devised by the scholars and experts in the field of language teaching. They ensure the effective and successful learning and teaching of language. Then, the teaching of English has been influenced by greatly by linguistics. Linguistic. That means already I have told you that means the scientific study of a language is known as the linguistic. Okay. A few linguistic principles which are applicable to English language are as one, importance of the sound. It's very necessary that the sound are the basic features of a language. Basic feature. Sounds are आपके कहने से ही पता लग जाना चाहिए कि लैंग्वेज जो है क्या है जिसके साउंड में कि हिंदी बोल रहा है, अंग्रेजी बोल रहा है, संस्कृत बोल रहा है या पंजाबी बोल रहा है, तो इससे पता लग जाना चाहिए. तो साउंड आर द बेसिक फीचर्स. ओके, लाइक एस, जैसे हम कहते हैं ना, क्या कहते हैं, सो एज यू शैल रीप, जैसा बोगे वैसा काटोगे, यही कहते हैं ना. और यदि इसको हिंदी में भी हो गया, अगर संस्कृत का प्रयोग करेंगे तो संस्कृत. दैट मीन इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ लैंग्वेज. Sounds are basic features of language. So the sound of English should be given priority while teaching. That means your phonology. Phonetics से कहते हैं, मुंह से उच्चारण, pronunciation कैसे होगा ये. The sentence of English should be spoken with the proper intonation and rhythm. Intonation. That means rising pitch, okay, or lowering pitch, or the मिडिल मीडियम में जैसे चल रहे हैं, कभी उतार कभी चढ़ाव और इस तरह से, और उसका रिदम. नेक्स्ट, फर्स्ट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ साउंड. सेकंड इज द इमिटेशन. इट इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. आई हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्क्राइब्ड यू अबाउट द इमिटेशन व्हिच वाज रिटन बाय अरिस्टोटल इन पोएटिक्स. तो पोएटिक्स जो है अरिस्टोटल का एक बहुत बड़ा काव्य है जिसमें उन्होंने इमिटेशन के बारे में बोला है. If some of the difficult words are there, then we imitate it again and again. Just when we initiate, then we imitate. जब हम जो है किसी भी लैंग्वेज की शुरुआत करते हैं तो उसको इमिटेशन करते हैं और धीरे धीरे करके उसके बाद आफ्टर दैट वी बिकम स्किल्ड ऑन दैट लैंग्वेज. It means the child learns his or her mother tongue through imitation. It is useless to lay stress on grammar as a means of learning a language. अगर बचपन से ही हम ग्रामर के बारे में जो है बोल दें, ये सिंटैक्स में ये सब्जेक्ट होगा, ये प्रेडिकेट होगा, ये होगा, तो बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाए बच्चे के लिए सीखने के लिए. बच्चा तो सिर्फ इमिटेट करता है. ठीक है ना. जैसे इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द इन्फेंसी, माँ 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 कहो, उसके बाद मामा ही कहेगा वो. फिर पापा कहो तो पापा ही कहेगा. एंड आफ्टर सम टाइम in this way learning of, then this is one of the linguistic principles, that is imitation. And after that, third comes importance of context and situation. In which context we are talking and what is the situation, that depends upon language. It is one of the third linguistic principles. Next is that controlled vocabulary. Vocabulary of English should be taught in a controlled manner. Simple words should be taught first, and difficult words should be taught gradually according to the age and ability of the learner. If you use so difficult word and so sophisticated word in childhood, early childhood, when a child is unable to grasp it, it will become very difficult to learn. Then we go from simple to complex. simple to complex, easy to difficult. Next is that graded pattern. It means that the pattern of English should be taught gradually through graded scale. That means first grade, second grade, third grade in this way. The teacher should go on adding each new pattern to previous one. Suppose we are going to talk about of the parts of speech. Just we go for one day. Noun, another types of the noun, and after that its assimilation, then the pronoun, and after that eight of parts of speech we should complete. That is the graded pattern. Next is that selection and gradation. It means each first those sentences structures, the use of which can be made clear by means of visual action in the classroom. In this way, the pupil will acquire the language more thoroughly in association with action. Like it. Suppose you want pen, then indicating to that pen, have you your pen, please? That means, will you give me your pen? Have you your pen, please? Okay. In this way, may I take your book? Indicating that word, indicating that thing. Then first you have to select, then after that use the language. That is selection and gradation. Next comes priority of language skill. And you know that the language skills, you know it very well. That is speaking, reading, and writing. Listening is one of the most important. Generally, three. One is the speaking, another is the reading, and next comes writing. But before it, we use the listening, because we listen. A child listens when he takes birth, and after that, then here is speaking. After speaking, it comes reading. That means to read the book, to read the words from the book, and after that, the writing of those words. Then the priority should be given first. That is speaking, then reading, and after that, right. In the nursery classes, once again go and think about that. When a nursery teacher teaches the children, what do they do? First they say A for apple, B for ball, C for corona. Okay, first speaking, and after that reading, and lastly the writing. Then priority of the language skills. Next principle is the oral approach. Just teach oral approach, not the written approach. Just go through your mouth. The next linguistic principle of teaching English is that of oral approach. Language is more concerned with ears and tongue than it is with eyes. Every human being learns language first by listening and speaking. And next is that multiple line of approach. Multiple line, not single line, multiple line of approach. The term multiple line implies that one is to proceed simultaneously from many different points towards the one and the same end. It means a lesson which is to be taught by the teacher should be tackled from many sides, not a single one, in many sides. Suppose you are going to tell a story, you may tell it many of the different ways. Okay. Next is that formation of language habit. It's very necessary. Formation of language habit. It means when English is to be learned as a second language, new habits had to be formulated. What habits? Habits of reading newspaper, habit of listening English news, and other news also in Hindi, in any of the language, linguistic principle for the English, I'm going to tell you here. And next is use of mother tongue. This is one of the most important principles. It means the use of mother tongue can be made at the early stage for explaining certain things. The student should not be use of mother tongue during the period of university. Though we use it, but first it comes the mother tongue and after that the English language. And next one is the accuracy. Accuracy. Why? It should be accurate. That means it should be very correct, whatever we are going to tell it. Inaccurate habit of pronunciation, spelling, writing, etc. One's form cannot be easily underdone. एक बार एक व्यक्ति एक मास्टर के पास गया, बोला ऐसा है गुरुजी, मुझे ये बाजा बजाना सिखा दो, हारमोनियम बजाना सिखा दो या बांसुरी बजाना सिखा दो। तो गुरुजी ने बोला हाँ जी मैं सिखा दूंगा, बताओ। तो जो सीखने जा रहा था उसने पूछा कितने पैसे लोगे? बोले कुछ नहीं, बस 1000 रुपया दे देना। ठीक। तो उसने कहा नहीं नहीं, मुझे तो बांसुरी पहले से बजानी आती है आधी। उसने कहा नहीं नहीं, अब तो 2000 लगेगा। बोला क्यों? बोला जो पहले से सीखा, पहले 1000 रुपया उसको निकालने का और 1000 रुपया सिखाने का। द सेम वे फॉर द प्रोनाउंसिएशन ऑल्सो, द वर्ड्स वी प्रोनाउंस विच वी हैव लर्न। इसीलिए अर्ली एज से, जब हम प्राइमरी स्टेज में ही हैं, तब से ही हमारा प्रोनाउंसिएशन बिल्कुल क्लियर होना चाहिए। यदि हमारा प्रोनाउंसिएशन क्लियर नहीं है तो वही आगे जाकर के हम सीखें। जैसे GESTURE, वी प्रोनाउंस इट एट द जेस्चर, लेकिन बचपन में हमारे किसी ने सिखाया था गेस्चर गेस्चर, और बूढ़े अब तक हो गए, अब तक हम उसको गेस्चर ही पढ़ते हैं। वो तो बड़ा ध्यान में आता। अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, एक हमारे दूसरे बुजुर्ग ने बोला व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू टेल इट एज द गेस्चर, इट इज द जेस्चर। ओके। तो एक बार जो कोई वर्ड्स है उसको हमें सीखने में, एक बार उसको प्रोनाउंसिएशन करना, अच्छी तरह से प्रोनाउंस करना सीख ले, तो आगे जिंदगी के लिए हम करेक्टली प्रोनाउंसिएशन करें। Then it is the accuracy. Next is that some magazines. These magazines are useful not only for learning English but also learning any subject. The teacher of English should keep those magazines in mind while teaching English. I'm not telling here about the teaching methods or techniques with the magazines. Some of the things, that means some of the rules, some of the pattern, how to learn English. Next is that natural way of teaching and learning. Natural way. This principle means that we should follow the natural process of learning a language. Natural process. Okay. Next is that balance approach. This principle stresses upon the fact that balance approach should be followed while teaching. It is not good if a teacher teaches grammar and ignores other aspects of language. That means each and every aspect of language should go simultaneously. Then these are some of the linguistic principles. Once again, Madam is going to tell you only the names or headings of these principles. Those are as
importance of sounds, imitation, importance of context.
Ma'am, kindly read like it. One, importance of sound. Can you tell me? Okay.
Number one, importance of sound. Second one, imitation. Third one is importance of context and situations. Fourth one, controlled vocabulary. Fifth one is graded patterns. Sixth one, selection and gradation.
Seventh,
priorities of language skills.
Eighth,
oral approach.
Ninth,
multiple line of approach.
10th,
formation of language habits.
11th,
use of mother tongue.
12th,
accuracy.
13th,
some maxims.
14th,
natural way of teaching or learning.
and 15 and last is
balanced approach.
Balanced approach. These are some of the linguistic principles. Please keep in your mind.